Good morning. Today we wanted to discuss researching dog breeds that, in my opinion, an inexperienced dog person should possibly think about avoiding getting and bringing into their home. Not to say that this list I'm going to read off to you is dogs that you can't get or are bad dogs, or it's nothing to do with that. This is from my experience, and I don't like to say the word expertise, but I do have 20 years of experience in pet boarding and doggy daycare, and I've seen thousands and thousands of dogs over the years come into my facility, and I've created a list of dogs, communicating with my staff and meeting with them, and I collaborated to create this list of dogs to help people like you out there avoid some headaches and some situations that you may or may not be ready for. So if you are an experienced dog person and you feel very comfortable and confident in training and working with any particular dog breeds, fantastic, that's great. But this video I'm putting together here is for the person that wants to adopt or buy or get a dog that can be great in the family, and if they go on vacation can just drop off at a dog daycare / boarding facility like mine and not have any concerns or worries that their dog's going to be an issue. That's kind of what I'm trying to set you up for here today. So this list I put together, we got 10 dogs, breeds that I feel maybe think about avoiding, if even though these are dogs that you might love and always wanted to own. Okay? So we'll start with number one. And again, I put this list together in no specific order ranking. This is just a collaborative list with my senior staff that I've discussed, and we came up with these are the dogs that generally seem to have the most problems when introducing them to daycare and having to always kind of helicopter mom them as far as behavior on the playground with the other dogs. Again, not that, and we have a various group of these breeds come on a daily basis, so it's not that these dogs aren't regulars at my facility. Some of them are on a list that we don't allow into group play, which I'll discuss further, but let's just dive right in. And again, I just wanted to preface everything and give you a little bit of feedback before we go into this list. So number one is the boxer breed. Great looking dog, athletic, energetic, and beautiful. It can be a handful on the playground when we have our big dog pack set up. They can run around, get the zoomies, get up on those hind legs and start jousting with other dogs. And sometimes that leads to a ruckus where dogs are not appreciative of that type of behavior. They can get irritated, they can get annoyed. And then depending on how that boxer behaves, can lead to timeouts, altercations on the playground. So it's a breed that we have to really pay attention to and really be laser focused on that dog. When we have a pack of 20, 30 other dogs out there, those are the dogs we have to really hone in on a daily basis. So that might be something to consider. Maybe that's not the dog for me, unless, like I said, you're experienced and you're ready to deal and dive into everything it takes to raise that boxer the right way. Next breed I wanted to mention was bull terriers. We've tried them in daycare in the past. They just don't work at my facility. At Dogstown University, the few bull terriers I've tried over the past years they don't do well in a group pack setting when it comes to socializing in doggy daycare. They might be a great dog in a family at home, and if you're an experienced dog trainer or an experienced animal behaviorist or just an experienced dog person, this might be a great dog for you. But if you're new and you want to get that Spuds MacKenzie dog because you've seen those Budweiser commercials, or you just love the way that dog looks, you got to think about it, do your homework, and make sure that you're ready to dive into raising a bull terrier. Another dog on this list, I used to have one. It's a Doberman. They are a beautiful dog, an intelligent dog, a protective dog, and trained right can be a great dog. My dog, she was in daycare and was a social dog. I raised her up from early puppy stage to be a good doggy daycare dog and to be able to board at my dog facility on a regular basis. So that was me experience, knowing what I'm getting myself into and preparing and setting my Doberman up for success. So if you're ready to do that, then getting a Doberman could be a great plan for you. For the most part though, people who get Dobermans, from our experience over these last 20 years, they love the dog, they get the dog, and the dog is either has aggression issues or just on the playground, not gelling with the pack. Again, we do have plenty of Dobermans that come on a regular basis that are great. We just have plenty that come that become no group dogs, and they have to get private walks, and they can't get into the pack setting because of their behavioral issues, whether it be from the way they were bred, the way that they were trained, or the way they are raised in their family from an inexperienced dog person. So it's not the dog itself, but it is everything that leads up to a dog showing up at a doggy daycare facility. So again, it starts with the owners and the training, and if you're buying from a breeder, how that dog was bred. Another dog on the list, so we'll call this number 4, is the Great Dane. The Great Dane is a big dog, a great family dog, but if you are not experienced with handling a dog of this size, with this stature, then I don't think this is a dog that everybody should just get because they think they're cool looking and great, massive macho dogs. They take up a lot of space, so when you are talking about going to a boarding facility or a doggy daycare, if the facility isn't set up with acreage or space for a big dog like this to be able to roam in pack, or especially at home in an apartment, not a great apartment dog, this breed needs the right space to grow up and have the freedom to feel like it's not being enclosed in a tight environment. And I would recommend making sure that you do your research and make sure the home can handle a Great Dane with its size. This one sneaks up on a lot of people, but I will mention that a chocolate Labrador. Everyone thinks, oh my God, chocolate Labrador, how did that make this list? Because this dog is so high energy and comes in like a rocket ship in daycare. It is a dog that we have to always worry about getting itself into trouble, not for aggression necessarily, but because when it comes into doggy daycare and it just starts doing the zoomies around, other dogs get agitated and kind of try to like police it and bark at it and tell that dog, knock it off, this isn't what we want to see here. And the staff has to always like put out the fire. And the chocolate labs seem to consistently come in with this type of behavior. So again, it's not that it's bad behavior, it's just a little wild child. So if you are the type of person that is prepared to be in a home that you are going to do a lot of running, a lot of exercising, a lot of hiking, a lot of work with this dog to physically exert this dog, then this might be a great dog for you. But if you're not preparing yourself for a high energy, a dog that needs to get worked out, needs to socialize, and needs to really get these zoomies out, then I would think let's pivot and go to a different type of breed. All right? Again, not a bad dog at all. We just find when chocolate labs come in, it's a deep breath and it's like, okay, let's see how this chocolate lab does, because some of our other chocolate labs are a handful. And another breed I'd like to put on this list with you is Akitas. Gorgeous dogs. They are beautiful, majestic looking animals. We don't allow them to come into group play at our facility. We will board an Akita and we will give the Akita private walks and care for an Akita. But we do not let an Akita breed into our doggy daycare for safety reasons. We just found over the years leading up into our doggy daycare that they can be problematic. We've tried them. I've even tried with owners that have had experience with Akitas, and they have raised multiple Akitas over the years and then have come to me and told me, we are Akita people. We've always raised our Akitas and trained them and educated them and socialized them. And then we had some Akitas come in at 16 weeks at our minimum 4-month age mark where they've got all their vaccinations and they're ready to start daycare. And they did okay at 4 months and 5 months. And then all of a sudden at like 7, 8, 9 months, we started to see the yellow flags coming up, the behavior, the lip raises, the teeth, the chest upping dogs, and the attitude on the other rest of the pack dogs, that we saw problems going to happen. And this became a consistent pattern every time we brought in the Akita puppies into pack play. They seemed to like want to take charge and be the alpha dogs on the playground. And I just don't feel comfortable jeopardizing the other dogs in group play, as well as my staff, to constantly having to referee and make sure like something doesn't happen. Dogstown University is a safety first mentality. So when it comes to bringing breeds in that might raise a yellow flag, I gotta tell you that right now, like that's usually gonna be a no. Same thing with a Dogo Argentino. This is a breed, an Argentinian fighting dog breed that, again, raised in a great family with an experienced owner can be a great dog. But we're talking about a really strong, muscular dog that, if situations present itself, can lead to trouble for other dogs, maybe as well as themselves, but more for the other dogs. And again, I don't want to jeopardize my staff or the regular doggy daycare dogs to a potential situation from a breed like this. I love this breed. I've done on my Dogstown University channel here that you're watching, I've done many videos on Dogo Argentinos. I'm fascinated about the breed and I love the dog, but I don't feel comfortable with that breed of dog in my doggy daycare facility on a regular basis. So that's something to consider too, because if you're getting that type of dog and you love that breed, you have to question your neighborhood that you're living in, the apartment complex you're living in, the doggy daycare or the boarding facility that's going to be near where you live. Are they going to be okay with this? So these are all the protocols you want to research before committing to bringing this dog into your home. Another list dog here is Chow Chow. We have some great Chow Chows that come to Dogstown University on a regular basis for boarding. But again, this is a breed that I don't allow into doggy daycare. So if you're looking for a doggy daycare for your dog, maybe thinking about a Chow Chow might not be the best idea. If you're an experienced dog person and you're aware of this breed, then you do understand some of the things. They're a stubborn breed. They are great dogs beautiful, majestic dogs need a lot of grooming. So when those dogs are at our facility, it is a hands-on operation to constantly brushing that dog out so it doesn't get matted, making sure it's getting the proper attention and exercise that it does need and want. But doggy daycare socialization is something that I've found over 20 years of experience not an ideal dog for doggy daycare. The Bouvier des Flandres. This is another dog. It is a herding dog, a big dog. I've actually had some celebrity clients that have brought this dog in, and because it was such a famous celebrity at my facility, I wanted to make this dog work. That was probably not a great idea, but I did give it my own personal attention, my senior staff members. We did try to get this dog into the facility to see if we can make this work. We helicopter mom this dog on a regular basis. We watched, we did all the detailed work necessary to set a dog up for success. And in the end, we just found like this was not gonna be a good fit for doggy daycare. So we've boarded that dog over the years, but it did not pass our temperament test. And that actual particular dog was one of the dogs that's led me to this video, because it's always been on my mind over the years. I never like to compromise my safety protocols, and just because a celebrity client comes into my facility, I can't make changes or compromise anything that we do here for that type of dog. So the Bouvier des Flandres has made the list of, it's a dog I can board for a client as long as they are a people-friendly dog in their home, but I don't want that dog in group, especially with its herding instincts and its massive size and what it can potentially do to another dog or a staff member of mine. So that dog is on the no group list. And then the last dog for this list that I put together here is the Italian Mastiff, or the Cane Corso. That breed is another massive dog that is beautiful and raised right, can be a fantastic dog. But in the doggy daycare setting or the facility like mine, you just have a lot of question marks. So we can board this dog, and I will after we do our due diligence with the owners and find out the background and the experience they have with this dog, what kind of training they've done raising this dog, because you get a dog like that in your facility, and it becomes, once a dog shows up at Dogstown University and we receive this dog and the parents go on their vacation or off to do whatever they're doing, that dog becomes my dog, my responsibility. And we have to do everything in our power to make sure this dog has the best experience it can at Dogstown University. So when we have a dog like that, that is a massive dog, and he doesn't want to go back into his room, and he turns around and gives a look to a staff member like, I'm not going in there, that becomes a problem. We've had that in the past with an Italian Mastiff, and it's something that I don't want to ever do again. We were able to manage the situation. We were able to make sure this dog had a safe stay with us, but we had to jump through hoops and we had to make things work. A lot of communication with the owners while they were overseas on what we were doing to get through this boarding with us. But it's something, again, which brings me to making this video. It's a informative, educational opportunity for you as a dog person that is looking into getting a dog, to understand from me, who has 20 years of experience with dogs and various dog breeds of all sizes. This list of 10 dogs, again, we'll go over them real quick. We got boxers, bull terriers, Dobermans, Great Danes, chocolate Labradors, Akitas, Dogo Argentinos, Chow Chows, Bouviers and Italian Mastiffs. Those are dogs, experienced dog owners only. Those are the dogs that I would say maybe pivot and think in another direction if you're new to getting dogs and you want to just have that happy-go-lucky dog in your home. Again, not to say that other dogs are nightmares as well. Like I know many animal behaviorists that have issues with dachshunds and rat terriers, and that's a separate list and another video I can make at another time. I just wanted to focus on this list of these dogs for anyone who is thinking about getting a dog that will incorporate dog boarding and doggy daycare into their social world. All right? So I'd love to hear some comments below in the description here. I'm going to put up some more information and give you more dialogue. If you can give me some feedback on your experience with some of these breeds, I'd be happy to converse with you. And again, there's nothing personal against these dogs. Again, I have had a dog on this list. So this is more of an awareness and an education for you out there. So enjoy, have a great day, and look forward to hearing from you and talking to you in our next video.